3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Good morning and welcome to another episode of We Talk. I'm Yolanda now, and although we are keeping our distance and staying indoors and staying safe, we will still have a jam-packed session for you for today. We will now head over to our website for some news. Namibia continues to recycle old and obsolete electronics, also known as e-waste. 2020 saw many businesses close down, cease operations, and reduce output due to COVID-19. However, local recycling joint venture Namigreen has seen an increased interest in the recycling of e-waste, with 26% more e-waste received and recycled than in 2019. Employees of the Gubabas municipality were given the opportunity to come clean if they were involved in any suspected cases of corruption by resigning with immediate effect. In a statement by the voters and residents of Greater Gubabas, represented by the coalition, any employee that is involved in these cases but chooses to stay in office and is then found guilty through further detailed investigations will face the consequences. If you were thinking of adding a four-legged friend to your family, the SPCA in Windhoek has an adoption event taking place later this month. On 26 June, adoption fees will be reduced by 50% and there will be extended hours to make sure you get the right fit for your family. Dog adoptions will cost 650 Namibian dollars, while cats can be adopted for 550 Namibian dollars. Welcome back, viewers. Today I'm joined here with Lize Ehlers and we're at the lovely Cafe Prestige.
Yes.
Lize, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me, Yolanda. I'm secretly obsessed with Yolanda. Just having such great style.
Oh,
and
thank you.
I love that we're Namibians, on a mission.
And it sounds good coming from you. Thank you so much. Lize, quickly tell us, you told me off camera this has been your safe haven here at
Yes.
Cafe Prestige. Why exactly is that?
Well, we, as a queer ally, I've, gone through the dips and the dunks of living in a conservative society with very conventional people who always, when I do different type of art or when I write about inclusivity and acceptance of our queer family members, our friends, our colleagues, then people are like, Lisa, are you queer? I don't have to be queer to be an ally. And honestly, I feel at most like myself when I'm in a queer setting, when I'm with my people. And Cafe Prestige has allowed us to start Drag Night Namibia, which is the first platform for drag queens. And you know, Yolanda, you don't have to be gay to be a drag queen. You don't have to be trans to be a drag queen. You don't have to be in transition to be a drag queen. It's a form of art, and it's a form of art that I'm obsessed with. So I'm so grateful to be the creative director behind Drag Night Namibia.
Why? You can join.
Yes, and the lovely Jonathan with warm water and honey. Thanks, John.
How did you come about this place to know that you can feel safe here?
Well, it was actually Jonathan and Hanan having a sit-down meeting with Rodelio Lewis, who is one of the executive directors of Drag Night. They actually had a sit-down discussion to say, we're going to launch this platform of Drag Night Namibia and create a monthly space where drag queens, and not only the known or renowned drag queens, but a platform for new upcoming drag queens who want to feel safe, who want to know that we're not going to be more than the allowed amount of people, who want to know that we're operating in a way of almost educating and sharing information and rights. And so it's a very political thing, but in fact we're using entertainment and release and relaxing and having the time of our lives as a form of protest against the fact that queer people still don't have any legal rights in Namibia.
How has the response been for the greater public?
Oh, we've been packed. We've been packed, and I think if you'll chat to John and to Hanan a little bit later, I think the response has been overwhelmingly positive. Yeah.
Lize, thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to interviewing the other people.
Yes, thanks.
Welcome back, viewers. I'm joined here with Jonathan. He's one of the co-owners of Cafe Prestige. Thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you for having me.
Quickly tell us, when did this restaurant open?
We opened Cafe Prestige February 2019. We started sort of our business development the year prior. And so we just celebrated our 2-year anniversary in February, which feels strange because 6-7 months of that was in a lockdown.
Yeah.
But we're happy to kind of be coming out of that and still be going strong. So,
what makes this space so unique?
I think it has to do with the inclusivity. Obviously, you can tell from how I sound that I'm not Namibian, I'm not from here. But coming in as a foreigner and having to understand the different environment, the different clientele, and how to create a space that felt inclusive, welcoming, that didn't have that discrimination, and also that it felt safe, you know? So we definitely had a much more cognizant approach to that. And also I think part of the design of this space being open, feeling warm, feeling inviting, and just being able to make sure that that maintains a standard.
You also host the drag night here.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you decide to start with that?
On the first couple of trips here, so when I was still a tourist, and I'm an openly gay man, so for myself, I understood that there was a much different culture and laws around gay rights, around gay marriage, gay equality. And so coming here, I understood that there weren't spaces that really felt supportive and available for the community here. And it's not that the community is not visible, it's just a lack of, I think, awareness. And as business owners, we understand that sometimes it has to come from businesses to show their support and demonstrate that the community has a space, has their allies. And so I think this is part of the reason why we have an event like Drag Night. But that goes back again to the invitation, the welcoming, and also the inclusivity. It shouldn't matter to me whether you're a man, a woman, gay, straight, bi, lesbian, trans, black, colored, white. It shouldn't matter to me, right? I want to create a space for everyone. And I think that in a city like Windhoek, in a country like Namibia, there are businesses that cater to different facets of the population. And I think that Cafe Prestige should recognize that everyone should come and be welcome, and that the queer community specifically, there was a lack of support there, and so there was an opportunity to really step in and say, here's a platform.
Namibia still has a long way to go in terms of including everyone on equal grounds. How are we going to overcome this as a nation?
Baby steps. You know, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. I think that from what limited observation I have, because I do admit to the fact that I am foreign, I spend most of my time between here and my home of Toronto, Canada. And I've noticed in the last couple of years that a lot of the activism and social causes that have been brought to the front of, you know, the media and the public awareness and public attention, I think that instead of looking at these as silos, looking at it as sort of a generational movement and a consciousness, and that creating partnerships and allyship with bigger players in your community, whether that's a leader of an activist group, whether that's with small businesses, and being able to create those spaces for people to have those open conversations, to meet, to understand, to rally. Because if they don't feel that they can even meet anywhere to have those discussions, then how do those movements come forward, right? The internet's a beautiful thing for creating a space for conversation, but the double-edged sword of that, the other side, is it creates a very hateful place. And we see that, you know, I see sometimes some really hateful comments towards things that I think are very progressive and very positive and very optimistic for Namibia's future in these regards. And I just think that it has to be done slow, steady, and with conviction and tirelessly, like just keep moving forward.
Thank you so much for your time, and good luck with all your endeavors here.
Thank you so much, it's a pleasure.
And for today's life hack, we are looking at
Making BLTs or any toaster sandwich. Place 2 slices of bread in a single toaster slot. This way the bread gets warm and toasty on the outside but stays soft and chewy on the inside.
Next up, we have Jeanette Diergaard with our Flex Minute.
Hey my beautiful people, welcome back to Flex Minutes. I'm Jeanette Diergaard, your presenter for Flex. Now today, I still have this rolled up mat and I'm still not lying down on it because we're going to use it as part of our workout. Okay, so let's start off with some burpees. Okay, now burpees is something that everybody loves to hate, but you know, I always loved burpees from the beginning. So I'm not a burpee hater, I'm a burpee lover. So we're gonna get into it. So I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna lift up the mat really high and use it as a resistance. You can use actual weights for this, but you know, for the purpose of home workouts, and not necessarily home workouts, but easy things to do and light workouts, you can always increase your resistance if this becomes too easy. So we're gonna go start straight off with the burpee. So I'm going to go down into and bring it up. Okay, so you can always decide to jump if you want to, but obviously this is not a very heavy resistance. So if you really want a burn in your shoulders, I would suggest that you get a 2 kg weight on both sides and you use it. Or even better, if you have the ankle weights that you can have over your wrists, do that as well. So let's do 3 more quickly. Okay, 2 and 3. Then you kick whoever you want to. So now we're also gonna do some crunches with this, with the mat. So you're gonna tuck it in. Okay, it's really difficult to tuck it in. So let's just do this. Okay, so you're gonna lie down. The idea is that we bring, okay, let's just do it this way. Okay, so let's go down and you bring it up and down again. Lie down, bring it up and down. So again, very little resistance, but just for that movement and for staying on top of it, then you just bring it up. Okay, last one and up. What we can also really do with this is now Russian twists. You can always do them with anything, doesn't matter what you have. So almost like a row. Let's use it as a row. I don't know where we're rowing to, but we're just rowing away wherever we can go. And definitely engage our core, engage your shoulders as well. If you have heavier weights, you can always do that. And that brings us to the end of this Flex Minutes, and I hope to see you at the next one.
Well, that's all that we have for you for today for our show. Please join us again tomorrow. In the meantime, stay safe.